Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Media Communications. This is the name of my platform, my YouTube channel, from where I am giving you this, sound analysis. Kanu started his agitation far back 2014 when it was obvious he could not manage with the former leader of Mazob, Raf Wazulike. As two of them fought in the UK, Raf Wazulike and his Mazob group beat Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, beat mercilessness out of his head. Kanu was bullied and bullied and bullied, was punched and punched, and he dropped nearly almost dead. They beat him, to stupidity until Kanu took it upon himself and began to, lead the new group he formed, Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, and he went to the whole West African states. He went to ECOWAS. He registered IPOB with Corporate Affairs of Economic Community of West African States. Kanu did not stop there. He proceeded further to AU, the former Organization of African Unity, whose headquarters is in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. He went there and actually made his intention known for visiting the secretariat to help register his agitation platform by name Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. IPOB was granted to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who registered IPOB, with Organization of African Unity. The agitation proceeds. Kanu could not take it alone. He proceeded further to United Nations Organization, and on getting to New York Secretariat's Office of UNO, Biafra was registered the Corporate Affairs, United Nations Corporate Affairs, to make agitation of Biafra very legal around the world. This is where Kanu was getting it wrong, which means today no court in the world has the jurisdiction to try Kanu under the platform IPOB agitation. But come what may, Kanu must be free. Kanu must be free. Kanu must be free. Biafra must be free. Biafra must be free. Biafra must be free. Biafra must be free. Kanu Oku Mwanamunde must be free. So Kanu was doing his business, and it was moving too well for him. His group agitation, IPOB in the UK, started waxing strong and stronger. And of course, you know that United Kingdom is the worst enemy that Biafra has had under England. England, as one of the confederatives, making UK today hate Biafra with passion. The rest of the United Kingdom federatives like Ireland loved Biafra. Ireland brought relief materials and food into Biafra camp during the Kwachoko era of Republic of Biafra. They brought cornflour, stockfish, many food materials into Biafra land, and they actually helped the Biafran people, especially Biafra children, from being Kwachokod. The Ireland, they are meant well for us. What about Wales? Wales, they were actually doing Biafra children well when the Kwachoko was ravaging so bad in the Biafran land. All the Biafran children were Kwachoko to the level that publicity all around the world, BBC, Times, New York Times, London Times, under the control of Robert Maxwell, everybody were writing, showing, the pictures of malnutrition, malnutritional effect of Biafran civil war on the Biafran Nigerian, pogrom. And those children attracted international community feelings, attention, and many countries in Scandinavia, Europe begin to work hard to send consignment, especially stockfish and other important food nutrients, into the Biafra land. Even America, Captain Jack, I could remember the Captain Brown, actually his plane crashed off the coast of Gabon in his attempt to bring relief materials into Biafra land. There are many countries in the Western world that bought into Biafra emancipation as early as 1967, 1968, 69, and 1970. America did not actually restrain, or retract from being of helping hand, and the countries like Germany, countries like Scotland, and Austria, they began to bring food materials into Biafra land to make sure that the entire children of Biafrans did not die of Kwachoko. This is actually the beginning of emancipation of a new state, a new prince in Africa, United States of Biafra. It went on and on until it was obvious that Kanu was abducted. So, from Nairobi, Kenya, when he started his agitation business in 2014. From 2014, he was detained until 2015, 2016, 2017. Federal government of Nigeria actually let him off the hook, and with conditions that he could not be gathering more than 10 people. An instruction that Kanu violated. Is it possible for a man, a public figure, an international, figure, timbers of caliber of a man like Kanu to be gathering with less than 10 people? It is impossible, if there's any English like that. Impossible, impossible. It is never available. That kind of restriction is unbearable, so stringent, so unsightly, unbearable, is too grievous and stale. Such a condition could change the mindset of a man and turn him to slave. Kanu keep on moving and moving until illegally Kanu was kidnapped and renditioned from Nairobi, Kenya, where he was abducted. With all the helps, in conjunction with Kenya police and Nigerian military forces, Kanu was blindfolded, chained and tortured in Nairobi, Kenya, where they flew him into Nigeria from. And today, Kanu has become an international figure and the most popular, the most peaceful, the largest agitation group in the world is IPOB. An award awarded to Kanu as an international incentive by most of the rating establishments like Guinness Book of Record, Transparency International, and Bloomberg. Kanu is wonderful. After the abduction, Nigeria become entrapped into this kind of violation of international charter, which or pact anyway, which Nigeria is not enjoining with Kenya. Nigeria is in trouble. ICC is waiting because Kenya is not happy with Nigeria. Kenya has actually written ICC to actually try Nigerian AGF then, or Nigerian president then. The AGF that is needed to be arrested right now is Malami, but God, Nemesis Kama. God, Lord of Kama, Nemesis, has caught up with Malami, who is right now under detention. The same facility where Kanu was cooling it off, going through all manners of ordeal and agony, is where Malami has, let me use the word, mysteriously found himself right now. Whatever you do, your brother, a man like you, somebody will do it so to you. Malami was arrested with arms and ammunition, and the law, the stretched arms of Nigerian Constitution and law against illegal possession of arms and ammunition has caught up with Malami. I think I have to stop here. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, each and any time he goes to court this time around, Kanu is coming out unscathed, untouched, unhurt, because they are not bringing any further charges. No charges again. No punishment is out already. His application to appear at the appeal court, Abuja, has been granted. Kanu is about coming out. See him coming. He must come out. That's the final of finality. No fresh charges because the guy is already in jail right now. That's prison sentence. No press charges, no delay, no government holding on him again. As a result of international popularity of Kanu's illegal rendition from Kenya and imposed imprisonment. It is too wrong of Nigeria. Nigeria is bent on oppressing Igbo man. I think this is the end of story for the wicked Fulani Janjaweeds and their Hausa masters colluded with the Yoruba political juggernauts who are not even happy anytime Biafra is being mentioned in Nigeria. But I tell you that one thing is for sure, nothing that has beginning that doesn't have end. The end of this suffering of the Igbos, it has come, it is here, and it is playing out. Thank you so much for watching. I still remain Mr. Rav Tresvan to your man. Nnamdi Kanu Freedom Media Communications is on the going, is moving on, and look at it coming. I can see it. Thank you so much, my viewers. I love you guys. Subscribe for my YouTube channel, like me, share me, try to hit the notification bell, follow me always. Thank you so much for watching. He started since 2014, and his agitation period is spanking as the leader of IPOB, agitation group. He's spanking over 12 years now. Because when he broke away from Ralph Wazulike in London, he started his own. He actually he came down and read Ralph Wazulike to know where Mili Nesi Abanu Opiubogul. He studied Ralph Wazulike and actually vowed to head the largest agitation group on the surface earth, IPOB. That was where he started making amendments to make sure that the whole world will buy into Biafra agitation. Biafra agitation is not ticking up in Nigeria, where Biafra, is sharing border with the country Nigeria. But where the agitation is ticking up, is outside Nigeria. It's not within Nigeria. Nigerians don't know the meaning of Biafra or what Biafra actually portends. It is outside Nigeria that you will see this agitation group making much meaning, globally, on a global platform. So Kanu actually started since 2014, and when Jonathan lost his election, that was in 2015, the IPOB agitation become gathering more momentum and popularity. Why? Because Muhammad Buhari actually, made it a point of duty to be chasing individuals that are, agitating and, doing the job of pro-Biafra activities. He arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2015, and until 2017, he was allowed, to go out from jail based on, bail's conditional bailing, and Kanu was actually observing all the conditions given to him, only that he refuses to be left alone, because Nigerian condition was that Kanu should never gather in a group of people more than 10 in number, and Kanu was keeping it until it escalated in 2017, that Kanu's agitation group, IPOB, started gathering in their large number entire southeastern region. It was no longer secret business because Kanu has gone far about it. He went to ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, headquarters, and they gave him the corporate affairs, registering Biafra in all the ECOWAS states. ECOWAS Corporate Affairs Commission was issued to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to activate, encourage Biafra agitation round in and out African continent. With that certificate, Kanu moved further, as if that wasn't enough, to AU, Organization of African Unity, the current platform that has represented that platform, formed since 1960. And that was how AU recognized Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they gave him the certificate of incorporation to agitate the more about emancipation of Biafra. And that was giving him the impetus to have deep taproot in all the countries across the continent of Africa. He agitates in Cote d'Ivoire. Ivorians, they love him. He agitates in Senegal. The Senegalese embrace him. Then in Cotonou, Benin Republic, he agitates because we have strong ties with that country. That's when you go to Cotonou and you can still see various establishments belonging to Biafrans, and even some markets in Cotonou that were named after Biafra, the Biafra market. This young man proceeded further until his father's compound was invaded in 2017. The Nigerian military clique led by Brutai, Chief of Army Staff, was moving down to Oba to unalive, to spy, to kill, and to murder Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On getting to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's compound, his father's palace, it was a well-fortified compound by the group IPOB that were not bearing any arms at sight that time, but they protected with their martial art, with their muzzles, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from being shot. Kanu was actually wounded, bruised by Nigerian military forces, and when he escaped into Azumiri, Abia State, with the help of the Niger Delta militants, Kanu was ferried into Senegal, using our international water, Atlantic Ocean, from Nigeria to Togo, from Nigeria to Benin Republic, that's Dahomey to Togo to Ghana, from where he sailed into Senegal and he stayed there for over 12 months, treating himself. That was how Kanu actually regained from the bruises and wounds, you know, he sustained during the invasion of his father's compound in 2017. So the agitation business, it become moving on in and outside Nigeria, gathering momentum and encouragement from international, you know, communities, support, and on getting to July 2021, Kanu was apprehended in Nairobi, Kenya by Nigerian military forces in conjunction with Kenya police. And at the Nairobi airport, they blindfolded him, chained him with shackles and chains, detained him with many bruises as indicated on the camera, even on the media that we are writing, publicizing about how Kanu was rough handled and renditioned illegally into Nigeria contraption. And that was under the administration of the Minister of Justice then, Abubakar Malami, who was Nigeria Attorney General of the Federation, who actually condemned agitation against Nigeria, and agitation for Biafra was an abomination during his tenure. Tell me why Malami does not know or could not know that agitation for any contraption or region, you know, like Biafra is never a sin. And still Malami could not understand until when Kama Nemesis caught up with him. Malami actually was discovered with arms and ammunition in Quantum, while Canada was agitating for Biafra for many years, was not arrested with any weapon. He was doing it solely on his own with his biro and, you know, let me say oratory, you know, let me say versatility. Because Kanu, you know, can speak well, knows international law, and knows what it takes to agitate for sovereignty of any nation like Biafra, his country. He was doing it peacefully until he was recognized by Transparency International and other rating companies like Guinness Book of Record as the most peaceful agitator or agitation group in the world, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He was abducted from Nairobi, Kenya, ambushed by Nigeria military forces in conjunction with Kenya police. But what actually made this a bad dream, very devastating failure, heart-rendering failure, was how Kanu was extradited into Nigeria through illegal means. Let me tell you, into this country, Kanu was smuggled in, he was kidnapped, he was stolen from Nairobi, Kenya, against international law, against United Nations Charter, against international jurisprudence, making it impossible for any court in Nigeria to try Kanu in or outside Nigeria, to try someone that was extradited illegally by Nigerian government in conjunction with Kenya government. That was what made it illegal for Kanu to be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. So the question right now is, Kanu's application has been granted to be answered or heard at the appeal court in Abuja. The grant has been actually assured the young man. So the fixed date is what we are looking up to right now. They have not fixed the accurate date for the hearing, you know, and there are not going to be again any fresh charges against a jailed man. It is going to be Kanu out, or, you know, Nigeria will face another round of what? Embargo, sanction, and trouble will be brewing in and outside Nigeria if they actually hold Kanu, because it is too wrong that the whole question, the Chief Justices that are going to brace the appeal court hearing by Kanu, having many questions to ask, even actually told the whole world that Malami is the person right now that has contravened Nigerian law, because Malami was arrested with arms and ammunition. Kanu was arrested with nothing. Kanu has not committed any harm. He was not bearing any dangerous weapon, but was doing his agitation, transaction, or business in line with international law, as United Nations has actually stated it in their charter. Kanu is innocent. Kanu should be free. Any moment from now, Kanu going to court is to step out of Sokoto prison finally, and no law could actually have him contravened or hold accountable again. Once this charge is going to be final, Nigeria is not coming up with other 15 charges or 20 charges, 9 charges, on and on. Kanu went to the court and win, and actually outsmarted the federal government of Nigeria in various court appearance. But each and every time he's being exonerated in the court, Nigeria government will still yet never, to let go, because Kanu is an eagle. When the eagle is let off the hook, I think there are many rodents that are going to suffer the repercussion. Nigeria is now a victim to Kanu, an international agitator, a man that has actually almost accomplishing his mission on earth. That is actualization of Biafra. Biafra must come to pass willy-nilly, whether the devil likes it or not. Biafra is going to come, and that is what the current world, our world, the world of the entire Southeasterners are about, to experience this time. The much awaited freedom, liberation of the Biafra people, indigenous people in Igbo land should be free. After marginalization of 55 years ago, Kanu, a young man that was just trapped on his mother's back during the war of 1967. That's what I mean. Do you know what? Kanu was born in 1957. Kanu is in his 58 to 59 this time. What's up? That's a big story with what is going on with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the most orator of our time, the only man that led the Biafra people without knife, without clubs, without machete, without assault rifle. He is doing it using his biro, consultations, making dialogue after dialogue with international communities, especially Israel, coming up with recognition document that Biafra emancipation is for sure, and no one within the agitation group IPOB has contravened any international law. Judging by the way they are carrying out their agitation in Israel, in Austria, in Australia, in USA, in the UK. What about other countries among the EU member nations? Nnamdi Kanu agitation group IOP are doing wonderful, winning award, Guinness Book of Record over time as the most peaceful agitation group in the world. Thank you so much as I pen down or drop, the cutting here until when I come again. We are going to start from where we start. Remember to share, remember to like me. Come down to the comment section and write, discuss with Mr. Raf, or you can actually subscribe from my YouTube channel. I am still your man, and you are still my wonderful, cherished viewers. Thank you so much. Good night.